All right, Justin. Dylan's back at it again.
Yes, he is.
And this time he's fighting off against a player named Shduke, who I believe is the new face here.
Yeah, relatively new. He comes. I've seen him come by early on in the meta days. Like literally, he comes in at like 2 o'clock. He just plays friendlies all day.
Well, that's nice.
Yes.
All right, so it's a player who's gotten in his hours. Oh, it's a MinMIn who's gotten in his hours. All right, well, thankfully I've practiced Dylan for this nonsense about half an hour of Game & Watch. So hopefully he's already tilted and won't have to worry about what MinMIn can do to Kazuya. That is to say, keep a lot of distance. Character's very good at just keeping space. But once you do break zone on her, she doesn't really have the greatest of burst options.
Yeah, that's true. And even some of her best options were kind of. At least one of them was taking it for, right?
Yeah, up smash out of shield is still a relatively solid close range option. Not only does it deal a decent amount of damage, and it happens to reflect, but it covers a really important space above her. It's like right in front of her and above her head. It's not as fast of an option anymore, so like once Dylan does get in, he's dealing that damage, as you can see by MinMIn staying at 112 right now. But if she can keep him at arm's length, that is to say, quite a long arm, Dylan's going to struggle, because Kazuya doesn't really have any safe ins like that beyond wave dashing.
Yeah, wave dashing, while it's invincible, it's not invincible as long as you would like to get through the projectile.
Yeah. Oh, that was a bad use of side B. All right, yeah, Dylan just needs to kind of tie up the stock. I'm pretty sure if he gets down B, he's fine. Regardless if it's the actual down B input or if he inputs it properly, which I know he knows how to do. Oh, that's big damage. Yeah, you're dead from that. Especially at the ledge, too. That move is pretty respectable as like a get-out-of-jail-free card when it comes to ledge pressure, but Megawatt hits hard.
Without a doubt. Megawatt is taking a few lives.
Oh, literally the only reason I've ever wanted an ARMS character in Smash is for the music. Like, I've played a decent amount of ARMS, even commentated a decent amount of it as well. And let me tell you, the music in like all of the stages in that game, phenomenal. It was such a pleasure to hear MinMIn get announced only because of the music. I could really care less about her being in the game. Like, she's a different type of zoner. But I'm definitely not going to ignore the fact that she's on the more annoying end.
Yeah, it is what it is at the end of the day.
Yeah. It's managed to force the switch as Shduke sits a game up. Byleth kind of handles the matchup not as badly as Kazuya, but you need to have a really good idea of how to move around with Byleth, because her movement can be kind of sticky. She's just a bit on the slower end. That being said, though, she does have a decent amount of range in a lot of her buttons, so Duke is going to have to watch out.
Or just grab a lot.
All right, bit of a panicky response to the arrows from Failnaught, so Dylan might be able to take advantage of that moving forward. Making good use of Nair as well, and anti-airing with up smash covers a very wide space. And you can't really go aggro from above as MinMIn like that, unless you're Nairing. And while Megawatt Nair is very strong, not very fast. I think it's like frame 14, frame 15, something of that nature. It's in the, like, slow as molasses, but rewarding to land because it does that.
Yeah.
But good DI from Dylan keeps him alive. Unfortunately, it also puts him right in the path of a dragon. Yeah. Point of view, you are a 14th century medieval knight. There is no princess. There is only Mountain of Gold. Get eaten by dragon. Thank you for playing. All right. Dylan keeping the pressure up and it's keeping this game far more even than game 1 was. I think the presence of a projectile that's a bit more flexible is definitely helping. And then also having a reliable in that keeps a bit of space by way of fair and air is definitely making Inverse look a bit more comfortable with this matchup.
Yeah, but I still feel like the damage is still more in favor of MinMIn, just from the distances that they have.
I would agree. It's definitely one of those instances where, like, Duke is going to probably win out in neutral more often just because the tools are much better at keeping space. But Byleth doesn't need to win as many interactions in neutral to even up that damage, or the kills, as you can see. All right, falling fair to get the damage started in the last stock. Town and City, I think, was also a great pick from Dylan, because even though it's a lot of space that MinMIn can contest, she can't contest it all at once. Meanwhile, Byleth does have the maneuverability to fight off the plats, fight off base plat. She can fight off stage. Whoa, but jumping right into a megawatt forward smash, going to make the situation a bit more precarious for Dylan. He hit that. Oh, that sucks for MinMIn, but great edge guarding from Dylan brings us to game 3. Yep. Dude, what was that first kill screen? My guy was literally an arid bar away, and Dylan said, "No, it's my stock."
My stuff.
Small battlefield going to be the pick.
Or is it? Definitely not Cornerio.
No, not today. Smash. That's a really bold pick from a MinMIn player.
Yeah, unless you're using a lot of, like, I forget the name of it. Projectile. Oh.
Oh, it's like that, is it? That's a hell of a way to take advantage of a stage list. Pyra stage first gives you a lot of opportunity to counterpick, and this was a good counterpick from Duke's end. Pyra and Mythra have the speed to be able to run over Byleth, but Mythra does need to be mindful of the damage output and range that Byleth has. Otherwise, she just sort of gets bonked. Likewise, Pyra has the damage output and the tools when it comes to edge guarding, securing stocks to make Byleth slow down. But she doesn't have the speed, which is not something you get to say about Byleth's favor often.
Yeah. From what I've seen, more slow and steady.
Yeah, there's a certain level of... I think Pong put this best. There's like a grace to how Byleth moves. Where, yeah, she's slow, but like the way that you can maneuver on the ground and in the air, it just makes sense. Really good DI from Duke, keeps him alive, but not for too long as Dylan finishes his food. Really good first interaction. Now, I play both of these characters, and I've gotten a decent amount of experience in this matchup. It's certainly not easy, but once Byleth does get the hit on, it just sort of falls into favor from there. Like, Pyra and Mythra really don't like having to play at the ledge against Byleth because Byleth can just sort of knock them around and has really good normals for poking at the angles that they recover from. It's a really niche matchup because you don't see Byleth too often, but it's one of those that pretty heavily exposes Pyra Mythra's inability to return to the stage in certain matchups.
I thought he was going to get hit first.
Yeah, he almost got a snowman dropped on him. I got to show you that hitbox one day, but it really is 3 circles piled on top of each other. Yeah, big ups to Frozen on that one. I coined the term from her, and it just is the best way to explain how big of a hitbox that Pyra's up B drops down with. Like, you just have to be careful. Oh!
That was a little much. At least I felt like it was a little much of a release.
Oh, all right. Unfortunate situation there, but this is still very doable for Inverse. Just a matter of actually catching Mythra and killing her before Mythra gets to do too much damage. One of these arrows will actually do it. So would forward smash or up smash, which we've seen up smash come out a couple of times from Dylan, but he just can't find the mark. Dylan trying to play defensively, but unfortunately that gives Mythra a lot of space to just run in and mash. Oh, that's forward tilt. Oh, that's panicking.
Yeah, that's a lot of.
Really?
Did that just happen?
Yeah, no, I guess he got. All right, hell of a counter pick from Duke, but he manages to beat out Inverse.